Well, welcome back to the HB Two Man Game Podcast. I'm your host, Manny Thompson. Of course, I'm with head coach John Crawley. Today's episode, we're going to recap what happened at the Ohio State and Robert Morris games. We're looking ahead to the Jacksonville game coming up this weekend. And we have special guests, Luca Accardo and Zack Overend. So it should be a fun episode. All right, Coach. Kind of, obviously, not what we wanted to happen, but kind of talk us through what happened in that Ohio State and Robert Morris games this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, just like we said last week, going to be a tough weekend and a tough stretch, a couple weeks, and went out to Ohio State, and I think we got exactly what we thought we were going to get out of an Ohio State team. I mean, I think they were athletic. I thought they were really good on defense. They were poised. They were disciplined, and then on the offensive side, I thought that they really attacked their matchups, and I think that they made it hard all over the field, and I didn't love how we came out in the first quarter. I thought we were a little bit tentative. I thought we were a little bit disorganized on the defensive side, and I thought on the offensive side, I thought we were patient, but felt like we needed to attack our matchups a little bit better, and our guys were working really hard. I just think that we were just a couple opportunities away from keeping it tight early, and I think that the way that they were as organized as they were defensively, the funny thing about their group is not only are they very good on the defensive side, but you get a really good shot opportunity, and they've got the best goalie in the country, and he's coming off of a first team All-American year, and I think he's continuing to play well. So we were really grinding possessions out on the offensive side. I thought we were creating some solid scoring opportunities, but again, you got to work really hard for your goals, and and I think that we could have been a little cleaner in the middle of the field. I thought a little bit more opportunistic in the middle of the field at times, and they did a great job. So all credit to Coach Myers, his staff, and those guys, and I thought that they made it really tough for us. And then we did our stretching routine right out on the field, got on the bus and drove 3 hours to Pittsburgh to have a day of prep before another big game.
Yeah.
We as a program and we talk about it in the locker room all the time, like no game is bigger than another one, right? Like the biggest game of the year every week is the one that we have in front of us. And so, we have a short one day to prepare for that Robert Morris game. It's snowing all day on Sunday. It's snowing all morning on Monday, and it's a tough situation. And I think that it was a challenge for our players. And we had a couple guys had to a little bit banged up from the first game, or actually a couple sicknesses within the trip that had a couple guys sidelined for that Monday against Robert Morris, and they came out swinging. And I think that again, like middle of the field and in some of our offensive sets, specifically in the first quarter, I didn't feel like we really had that mentality to go out and win our matchups and really attack the net. So, we got off to a slow start. And, again, just the depth that we weren't able to get to in that game. I was really proud of how we chipped away and made it a game. And we go up one in the fourth quarter and bring it, they end up tying it up and going to overtime. And they made one more play than us, and the ball bounced their way. And, I think that that's a team that is going to scrap. We're a team that's going to scrap, and I think that we waited a little bit too long to scrap and ultimately end up 0-2 on the weekend. And I know our team is certainly disappointed, but ultimately the message remains the same that it's been all year. We can't become too attached to any result. We got to stay focused on the process, and more importantly than any result in win or loss, we've got to find a way to find the balance of an aggressive and attack attacking mentality while also playing smart. So, I think it was a good challenge for our group. It put a lot of guys in positions who maybe hadn't played before,
Sure.
in positions to play. I was really proud of, Ryan Marengo, for example, finds out 10 minutes before the game that he's starting. And I thought he had an excellent game on the defensive side. I thought he was prepared. I thought that he did what he did his job, and helped us on the defensive side. So there were some guys that had to step into some different roles in a 2 games and 3 day weekend, but that's exactly why we schedule this situation. Because if the first time we do that is in our conference tournament, ultimately that guy might not be fully ready. So proud of how we scrapped at times, proud of how we played at times, but we got to keep stacking minutes on top of each other and find a way to play more minutes of the brand that we want to play.
No doubt. Well, it's 2 tough road games, and it's kind of what happened. But this weekend, we got Jacksonville. Always a tough one against them at a neutral site, nonetheless. So it should be. Is it Georgia Southern?
Yep.
Georgia Southern. So shout out Georgia Southern. Thank you for hosting these 2 rivalries. But talk a little about that game. What's shaping up for Saturday?
Yeah. Well, first of all, there's a long history between the 2 programs, right? Playing in the Southern Conference to start, and obviously since both have left. I again, another coaching staff I just have a ton of respect for. I think Coach Galloway has done a great job building that program, and continuing to develop them, and they've got some awesome players, so we really respect the way that they play. They play a tough brand. They play physical. Defensively, they're tough. They're organized. They play really well on the ball. They win their matchups. They got a great goalie. And then on the offensive side, they play a really free-flowing brand, and they move the ball. They move off the ball. They put you in some difficult spots. So they're a great team, and we played them at a neutral site last year as well. So we're certainly excited for this one. I think the game has been picked up by, it'll be a lacrosse out cancer game, and also a shootout for soldiers game.
Oh, nice. Talk
so
about that.
Yeah, so we'll be able to represent both great causes.
Sure.
And I know Shootout for Soldiers actually put together a trophy, a kind of a rivalry trophy between the 2 programs that goes home with whoever wins the game for the year until the next game. So, some buzz around it, some excitement for it. There's no doubt about it. And we know we're going to get a tough group. They're as good of a 1-3 team in the country as there is.
They've had a lot of high caliber.
Yeah, they play a 1-goal game with the number 1 team in the country in Carolina a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
They play a 1-goal game with Rutgers to start the year,
close one with Duke as well.
And at times really close game with Duke. So we got a team that's battle tested, and definitely respect everything they're doing. So excited to see how we respond, and that's really been the message. It's like, all right, we got these results that we don't love. Nobody wants to go on the field and lose a game. But more importantly, let's watch the game. Let's watch it on offense. Let's watch it on defense. Let's watch it in the middle of the field. And let's just get better at our details. Let's get better at the way that we want to play. And let's see how much better we can get in this short period of time. Because, again, it's a short week.
Yeah.
We get back at, past 1 a.m. on Monday night because of the weather and the snow. And, we're off Tuesday. Wednesday is very, very light. Today was our opportunity to practice and work through some things, and then tomorrow walk through, and then we travel down. So another short week, but ultimately the reason that we do that is because we got to fall back to our fundamentals. We got to fall back to our details. We got to fall back to our principles, and make sure our guys understand that we're gonna stick to them, and we got to continue to get better at them. So excited for the test, and again another short turnaround to a Virginia, an ACC team on Tuesday. So, this is the best part of the year, being able to be right in the heat of it.
Yeah.
And again, it's easy to fall into the trap of becoming obsessed with whatever the results are. And in reality, it's let's continue to get tested. Let's continue to, I don't care who we're playing. The opponent is faceless. We get an opportunity to play together as a team, and we'll do that in the Wendy's parking lot if we need to. Like, let's go out, let's play, let's see what we got, and then let's learn from it and continue to grow from there.
I would rather a Baconator than the. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that, but a Baconator is pretty good. Shout out Wendy's. Have you seen what the trophy looks like? Is it kind of a cool looking trophy?
Yeah, it's I don't know exactly what it is, but it's some sort of gun on like this like plaque with and again just Shooter for Soldiers. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer, but really cool. And Eric Minio, who I've known for a bunch of years since my time playing in the PLL, and he would come and be around some games. He actually spoke to us, before one game, gave an awesome speech. I remember there was like a picture that ended up on social media, and it's like me like super engaged into what he's saying, but I'm also like in a pair of shorts, no shirt, like in a locker room, not knowing that a picture was taken. But him and I have joked about that and have gotten to know each other pretty well over the last couple of years. And him and his team put everything together. And so excited to, again, just another opportunity to bring some buzz around a game. And, it should be some fun.
Yeah, we should, when we win, we should take it and just never schedule Jacksonville again, and we just keep the trophy forever. Awesome. Next up, we have our special guests, Luca Accardo and Zack Overend. This is a guest portion of our podcast, and we still have yet to get a bigger couch, and Luca has taken up half of it, so if you ever lose me in frame, that's because of him. But we have Luca Accardo and Zack Overend. A little about each of these guys. How do you say your hometown? Syosset, like a faucet. Syosset, New York. And Zack is from Annapolis, Maryland. Both of them earned all A10 honors last season. And preseason all A10 honors this season. So, welcome to the podcast, guys.
Great to be here.
Pleasure.
You guys excited? Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Fired up. It's beautiful in here.
Well, just tell me about your guys' high point experience so far.
Sure,
Senior year, but talk about freshman year on.
Yeah, I can start it. Freshman year, I kind of had an interesting freshman year because I was the second face-off guy at the time, and I took about 90 face-offs that year, but throughout the year, we had a very large face-off group.
Yes, you did.
There was about 5 of us in there, and it was an interesting dynamic in the way that everybody was kind of a different face-off guy.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting in that way, and now we have.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean a different face-off guy?
Like everybody did different. Like
Styles.
We had counter guy and Joey Dahlkemper. We had just pluck at it guys. We had quick hand guys, and it was kind of nice to learn from all of them and kind of take something away from all of them in their games.
So what kind of guy are you?
I would say do it all kind of guy. Yeah.
Wherever coach needs me kind of guy.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think I took something.
That's that Syosset in him.
Yeah,
that's
Boston,
Long Island, strong Island.
LI.
That's it. Yep.
What about you, Zack?
Yeah, I've had a crazy journey here. My freshman year, I was playing under Parker Green, who was
Shout out Parker.
Shout out Parker. Getting married soon, right?
Mm-hmm. About a month.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it was great learning from him, playing under him. He's probably one of the best goalies I've been around. So that was really cool. And we had a goalie room of 5 keepers. So my freshman year was Parker, me, Guzzi, O'Grady, and Jude. So 2 in our class, 2 in the class above us. So we were a pretty tight group. And I got a chance to play. My first big game was against Georgetown my freshman year. About halfway through the second quarter, I got in there. It was a really cool experience because that was the first game that my whole family was able to come to and watch me play. So we didn't win, but it was a great experience of being able to play in front of them for the first time. And then I got the starting spot my sophomore year, and me and Jude were battling like crazy my junior year, and I wound up on top of that. But he has been nothing but the best support for me, and the whole goalie group has really been supportive through everything.
What was that? Because I remember that Georgetown game. It was not the greatest of starts for us, but I remember because I was sitting kind of right next to you when Coach Torpy called your name, and you were just as shocked as I was. Yeah. And I remember your eyes they're already pretty big, but they got really big that day.
I didn't know I was technically like the backup goalie.
Not that
game. Like, not even a slight bit of like anything. Like, they were just like, I see Coach Torpy, he's like looking at a sheet or whatever, and he's like, Overend. And I was like, what? Like, what did I do? Like, did I do something wrong? Like, what's going on here? And he goes, get ready, you're going to the next goal. I'm like, holy cow, like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'm serious. So it like took me a second. I was like literally shaking, like it was cold, but I was like shaking because of how nervous I was. I was like, all right, what do I do now? Dean, warm me up. So I grabbed Dean, got like 5 shots in there, and then Georgetown scored again. So they just threw me to the wolves right away. So it was a very nerve-wracking experience, but after I got that first save in me, it was smooth sailing since then.
Yeah.
Well, you guys both play unique positions, obviously. The face-off and goaltending, 2 really unique positions, and it almost seems like if you don't play those positions, you don't get it, right? I know I was a midfielder, try to, as best I can, to understand, what you're going through, and in both of those positions for any team, what I've seen, what's most important is the culture of that room. Right, certainly cultivated by the coaching staff, but realistically, it's about the guys who are in there. So talk. You both kind of started to mention the other guys that you were either playing under or around. Talk about like the face-off room, how maybe when you were here or when you started, what that culture was like, and then as you've grown up to now be seniors, how you feel like the room is now and what you want to leave it like, because again, both unique. Every year could change. There could be some differences about what the culture of those rooms are like. But I've always found that like the way that group interacts is always really important too. Not only the guy who's playing, but also the entire group. So talk to me about the face-off room, and then you'll talk about the goalie room. Like, what are those cultures like?
Yeah, we keep it very lighthearted, on and off the field. When we're doing our stuff and practicing, like, we'll be able to flip the switch and, lock in and do whatever you have to do. But when we're not competing, everybody is best friends with each other, and we love to crack jokes. We love to, keep it very lighthearted. And I think a very important thing for the face-off unit is, obviously, only one guy plays majority of the game, and it's having the other guys that are in the unit being able to be his number one supporter throughout the game, because I had to do it when I was freshman and sophomore, and now seeing it from the other perspective, you really need the other guys to tell you what they see on the field, because when you're on the field, everything happens so quick, right?
Sure.
So when you can get another perspective from a guy who knows exactly what's going on, it's very important to have that. And I think, my 4 years here, we've had the best culture in the face-off rooms, and everybody roots for each other and like really just dives into the guy who's on the field competing.
Cool. What about the goalie room?
Yeah, I think it's very similar to the face-off room. I think we were a very close-knit group of guys on the field and off the field. I remember my first week here, freshman year, I got a text from Tyler Guzik, and he was like, all right, goalie dinner, Zaxby's, let's go get it. So he bought everyone Zaxby's, and that was like our first like introduction to the goalie room, and like he kind of led the way for like leading that like fun, lighthearted group and like just bringing the energy at all times during practice. Because just like the face-off guy, only one guy plays in the game, but at practice we're all getting reps, and we're best friends off the field, and we're best friends on the field, but we also have to be able to push each other on the field, like, and if someone's having a good day, it just makes the other people behind them like want to work even harder and harder. So that dynamic, just being able to like push each other, call them out when they're wrong, and have their back when they do well is a big part of our culture with the goalie group.
Some of this stuff just doesn't happen overnight, right? So,
Yeah.
like, when you guys also talked about some alumni or some guys your freshman year, who, like, talk a little more about that. Like, what guys, like, upperclassmen, when you were underclassmen, really set the bar for what this program is?
Yeah, I'll start. Going back to Parker Green, he was a great example of what it took to be a starting goalie here at High Point. So he he was a starting goalie for I believe 4
4
years. Yeah, so he had all the experience in the world, and he was just trying to do his best to pass that on to all the other goalies there and teach us whatever we needed. So if we had questions about the playing style or whatever it could have been, like Parker was always the guy to go to, and he was also the guy to call you out. Like if you weren't going to your knees or you were going to your knees, he'd be like, all right, hit one. If you hit a bad clear or something, he would also be like, hit one. Like he'd call you out and he'd keep that standard for everyone, and he would just never let that standard drop. And then when he got in there, you could see that he played with that same standard. Like he never let it drop to either end. He was just a great leader to the goalie group, I think.
I would say Colin Hoban is kind of in a similar way to what you said about Parker, how he was very much of a leader, and he kind of taught me the ropes of how to be a starting face-off guy. But I think two guys that had a lot of impact on me were Joey Dahlkemper and AJ Kiernan, because they didn't really see the field as much. It was kind of up and downs for them during their careers, but they were great influences on me, and being able to, they were always there to, like, if I had a bad day of practice,
Sure.
they would tell me like what's going on. They would hold me accountable, and they were also like, AJ had an injury, unfortunately, his senior year or fifth year, and he was always there. Like, he would come to extra work, and he would just help us throughout what we're doing and tell us what he sees. So it was very awesome to have all three of them there.
Flag football. That's what got him.
Flag football.
I was a coach that day.
You were the coach.
I was a coach. I knew I should have yanked him. We were up so big, too. He just had to make the play.
Oh, man. Coach Thompson.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
That was the last year of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, unless you, that was my senior year, so I don't know if you guys ever got
We
back
played a
to
little
it.
last year, but
You did until I found out that you were playing.
yeah, we kicked out. I scored a
Like,
touchdown.
why is everyone so sore? You didn't do anything
Yeah, fit for
yesterday.
90 didn't get us right.
Yeah, no, fit for
Kinda
90
threw us on the
exposed you.
Yeah.
Well, so obviously you guys play face-off and goalie, unique positions. What made you be a goalie? Did you just get thrown in there because you were like the guy who just got thrown in to get shots on you? Like, how did that happen?
So this goes back to like Scoopers AYLA lacrosse when I was like probably 5 years old,
Scoopers.
like back in the day. Yeah,
That's
Scoopers.
the ice cream.
But my dad was a coach, and so was Mr. Souza. So we
Okay.
both played on the same like rec team.
Nikki.
And yep, Nikki Souza. Shout out from. But we were playing and we didn't have a goalie. And my mom was a goalie, my grandfather was a goalie, and I was a little chubby kid that couldn't really run that well. So my dad was like, all right, Zack, you're gonna try it out. And I got in there, shin pads, football pads. Grandfather bought me like everything I would have ever needed. Like, I was completely bubble wrapped in there, but I wasn't scared of the ball and I couldn't run. So that's why I got stuck in goal, and I kind of just ran with it, and it worked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it?
Some might say you didn't run with it.
Yeah, maybe
But
not.
Nice. Like it. So, your size, shape kind of resembles a face-off guy.
Yeah.
Is that what did it?
Or a meatball.
Or meatball. No, actually.
Shout out to I said New York.
Shout out. Where I became a face-off guy was actually in 6th grade
Okay.
at a travel lacrosse tournament. I would take face-offs for my town team here and there, but one day we showed up to a tournament. We were playing like 3 of the best teams, like 91, Long Island Express, and our face-off guy didn't show up because he was hurt, and he didn't show up, and they were like, all right, who wants to take face-offs? So I was like, well, I'm a second attackman, not seeing much time, so I was like, screw it, I'll take face-offs. And I ended up having a really good tournament, and I just took it and ran from there. And I went to like Schaumburg, Fogolax things, clinics, and took a bunch of face-offs from there, and then all of a sudden I became good at it, and I was like, oh, I guess this is what I'm going to do now.
Did you use like a regular like attackman stick? Or
No,
did
I
you-
had a backup face-off stick
Gotcha,
from my travel. Yeah.
Who, I mean, face-off and goalies are like those type of people are kind of like the biggest whack jobs I know. Who do you think are bigger whack jobs, face-off or goalies?
Ooh,
without
good question.
being biased.
I like it.
I can defer to you, but
this guy, definitely the face-off group.
I have to agree.
If we're including Scott Moore in the group too,
Yeah,
definitely
that's
the
for
face-off
sure.
group.
Scott's like an honorary face-off.
would you put D mids in that conversation or no?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Who would want to run up and down the field that much? Is my only
That's what I'm
question.
saying. Like they kind of see.
Well, I mean, I think that they both pale in comparison to goalies.
Fair.
I guess. So. I just
Everyone
can't.
I got a lot of respect.
Yeah.
A lot of respect.
You talk-
I just couldn't imagine.
You talk highly on Parker, which you should, because he is a great guy. Biggest whack job I've had.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Same with Goozy.
Yeah.
Goozy
Zaxby's dinner.
But, I mean, you always hear that the goalies have a few screws loose in their head, and I think I definitely live with that too.
Yeah.
Man, you fit the bar.
Yeah, coach was asking me what side of the field I want. I don't really know. I don't know what makes a difference. I just go out there and save the ball.
Yeah, well, with the sun's in your eyes, I figured you'd have a preference, but I guess not.
That's fine.
Man, that's funny.
Well, let's move on to a couple quick hitters where the fans get to know you guys a little better. Favorite board game?
I'll go Hungry Hungry Hippos.
That's a good one. Monopoly or Connect 4. I just beat Colby Pool 5-0 last night in Connect 4, so I'm on a high from that right now.
Okay.
Connect 4 can also make you look like the biggest idiot in the world.
Yeah,
It can.
Yes.
It can really expose you.
it really can.
Because you're making a move, but like some guys just did 4 in a row bottom.
You're still playing, they already have 4 in a row. You're like, oh.
One time I got beat, he beat me 3 different times. I didn't do it. All right, long travel days a lot with this team. Favorite bus movie?
I'd say either Super Bad, it's classic, gets some good laughs, or Shawshank Redemption.
Two polar opposites.
Polar opposites.
Speaking of, Shawshank Redemption was my 8th grade play. Shout out Modern Day High School.
Nice.
Yeah.
One of my go-to movies, weird one, but the original Cars. Never misses. Great movie.
Animated movie.
That's
movie.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lightning McQueen's sick.
Yeah, life is a highway. With being a Annapolis guy and a New York guy, favorite professional sports teams? And it cannot be the Maryland Whipsnakes or the New York Atlas. I pointed the wrong way.
I'd have to go New York Giants and New York Yankees, for sure.
So I'm weirdly a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Traitor.
And then Washington Capitals fan.
Big
Those are
win
my
last
two-
night.
Yeah, those are my 2 teams.
What about favorite athlete? I think I know yours.
Can't be Paul Rabel.
Aaron Judge, legend, or Derek Jeter, either or.
Alex Ovechkin, the grade 8.
Yeah.
Named after
Ovi.
him. Ovi. Can we talk about that story?
Same teeth, too.
Yeah, how I became Ovi.
Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like something that you want to talk about.
Talk about.
It was a huddle my freshman year, and we were giving out like weekly awards after practice. And Alex St. John, not on the team anymore, but great guy. I don't remember who exactly he was trying to give the
It was
awards.
Hunter Vines saying it. He was trying to give it to Alex St. John.
That's what it was. Hunter Vines was trying to say Alex St. John, and he said Alex Ovechkin instead. So he mixed up my last name somehow and his first name, and then after that I just became Ovi.
Oh,
So
that's fun.
a little weird one there.
Yeah,
Just
interesting.
like it.
Shout out Hines. Who was it?
Vines.
Oh, Vines.
Vines,
Hunter Vines.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to shout him out. With the Olympics just happening, what event would you want to win gold in the Winter Olympics?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Ooh, 1-2.
Would I want to or could I?
Both.
I mean, I would want to win in ice hockey. I think that's.
I mean, those guys are really
Yes.
nationally.
Yeah, that's super cool. But I think probably curling I could do.
All right, I'm gonna go with snowboard slope style.
Whew.
That would be
Which
my.
one's that?
That would be my
that the
event
one-
choice. It's where they do like the rail section up top and they do the big jumps to the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be my
I
event.
No idea.
No clue.
That's the one you would do right now, or like the one that you would want to do, like over. So you would take that over hockey.
Both. I would do it now, but I would probably get down like 10% of the course, but and leave on a stretcher. But I think eventually, with a few practice runs, I could get gold.
With this talk right now, how many Canadians do we have on the
2.
Too. Yeah.
I was gonna say you have to do some kind of USA versus Canada, somewhat of a scrimmage.
We're talking about East Coast versus West
that'd be great.
Coast.
East Coast, West Coast. Well,
East
we were just
Coast,
talking
yeah.
about that in the locker room. Guys are arguing what the biggest hotbeds in the Cross are.
Yeah.
If
You're a
you're
Long
West
Island
Coast,
guy. We got a Long Island guy and a Maryland guy. I'm assuming that it's Long Island, Maryland.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
is
figured
it
that.
someone? Does someone say otherwise?
Loveland.
Alex Loveland saying California.
Yeah. Don't listen
Alex
to anything
Cuckoo.
Loveland says.
It's a
I'm not
tough
gonna
one.
make that joke. Okay, so are you guys big movie guys?
I wouldn't say I'm a big movie guy, but I watch movies.
I watch
Okay,
good
so-
amount of
well,
movies.
this next question is pretty movie oriented. What fictional universe would you like to live in? Like examples: Harry Potter, Marvel. I guess those are the only two options we got. Fast and Furious. And it can't be Crooked Arrows.
I would like to be on the Night's Watch at the Wall.
You'd be good at that.
Yeah, with Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Alright.
I like it.
I'm going with Star Wars. Being able to like
Ah.
have the Force or have a lightsaber.
So a
Pretty
Jedi.
cool. Yeah, be a Jedi.
I like
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
It's a good answer.
Most underrated part about High Point.
I would say Matty Thompson.
Took the words right out of my
It is an
mouth.
underrated.
Underrated.
Thank you for my ego check. Favorite place to eat on campus and why is it Prime?
Yeah. I'll go with Aloe. Aloe.
No way.
Oh wow!
No
Well,
way.
I mean, obviously I was gonna say Prime, but he already said it, so
Everyone has said Prime.
everyone says Prime. I'll say Aloe. Nobody really says Aloe. I like Aloe. Aloe, I get the tortellini every single time. It's very good.
People hate on it, but I love Kazoku, the hibachi place.
Mm.
You
Who
get
hates on it? I feel like you guys are always going.
I mean, every time, because we do goalie prime a lot, like every week, every other week.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, Bryce, we should do a Kazoku one. And he's like, nah, man, like Prime's just better food. But you get way more food.
You get
at,
so
like,
much
you get a
food.
lot. Yeah.
I haven't been yet.
It's
I still
I
want
went
to
over
go.
It's
Christmas. It
legit.
was, yeah.
Mm.
It was-
It hurts though after.
It's fair. Now, both of you guys have plans for after school, right? Obviously, everybody wants their senior year to go for a long time, as long as we possibly can make it. But when you do graduate, sounds like you guys have plans. I know Maddie continued his senior year on.
I
for
was
7
going to
years.
say,
Is that
shout
what
out
you're-
Grant.
I thought you were referring to yourself.
Nah. Yeah, if it's the bill. I've been here longer than Grant, so I should really be talking.
But you guys both have plans, for after you graduate. So why don't you guys talk about what you're going to be doing after you do?
Yeah, so last night I just signed my official offer letter from 49 Financial, so I'll be joining the Charlotte team down there doing financial planning.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Hayden Baker, a former alumni, he was a great connection to get me in the doors there, and then Logan Tingley, she works in the Charlotte office too, Tommy Meehan's girlfriend, so it's going to be great to go down there and work with those people.
I thought you were about to say the 49ers for a second.
He's
Yeah,
playing.
head
Yeah,
coach.
head coach of
Kicker.
49ers.
Baker.
What about you?
Mine, I'm looking to do law enforcement back on Long Island. So I've taken a few tests so far. Nassau County Court Officer, Long Beach Police Department, and Suffolk County Probation Officer. So I've taken those tests. I've gotten a few of them back and good scores. So now I have to wait for the rest of the process.
That's why you missed the alumni game, right? You went
Yes,
back home to do
I
that
went back
stuff?
home to take one of the tests, yeah.
Nice.
Then I ended up getting one of the tests back, and then they told me to go take the physical test, but it happened to be the day before VMI game, so it didn't work out.
Oh, that's too bad.
But we'll see what happens. But
It's really taking the AJ Kiernan route.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Long Island,
Phone-
Long
phone-
Island face-off.
Is he
guys.
doing that right now?
He's in some kind of secret service
Yeah.
type of thing right now.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know how
is.
much he can say or he's allowed to say.
Wow.
Every time I
Oh.
just want to ask him to do something, he just sends my current location. So whatever that means.
Whatever.
It's a little creepy.
Well, that's what the information he has.
Classic AJ.
Now, for both of you guys, what made you go down those routes? Why police enforcement, and then why going into the financial world?
Yeah, you want to get Luca first?
Sure, I can.
Don't get too choked up
You don't
about
have to
it.
get too jammed up here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always loved, first of all, loved my country and loved living here and everything that we get. And I've kind of taken a liking towards police officers and anybody who supports us, people who we are so lucky to have people that, do the hard work behind the scenes, and they don't really get the, acknowledgement of the big names stuff. And, so seeing that and obviously, like, when you're a kid, like, you watch, like, Criminal Minds and all that stuff, and, like, I thought it was all cool, but coming here, I was undecided, and then I started taking criminal justice classes, and I really liked them, and I really found an interest in them, so I decided that I was going to go with it and find something back home, because obviously I want to go back to Long Island. It's the best place, so.
That's something.
Yeah.
To most.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, so I came into High Point a finance major, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do with that. Like, I kind of just thought it would be a good thing to learn about money and more things about numbers and see how that all turned out. But I didn't really want a typical desk job.
Sure.
And talking to 49, I was able to learn, like, how they use financial planning to serve and help families, and just hearing about that and hearing how it's more of a social job. You're out there, you're meeting new people. It really caught my attention. And I think it's just going to be a great opportunity for me to help out some people in different ways.
Sure. Cool. Last question on that. What do you feel like you've learned being a part of this program, your journey through athletics, your journey, obviously in your time here, both socially but also athletically? What do you feel like some of the things that you learned throughout that process that are going to help you in either of those fields? There you go.
Yeah. Being a Division I athlete, there's no straight line path through, like, you know what's going to happen. Like, there's new things coming at you every single day, and there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows. But I think being on a team like this, you learn how to handle handle that adversity with the people around you. You can kind of lean on those people to help you out. And I think going into the workforce, like, just having that confidence in your teammates and those, wait, I'm lost now.
It's good. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I lost that one.
It's good.
I mean, I would say something really similar to him. Like, being a police officer, like, you need to rely on other people, like, calling for backup and stuff like that. And being a Division I athlete, you need to rely on 9 other guys on the field, so especially playing lacrosse. So it kind of correlates directly in being able to lean on people when things get tough, like you said, and, like, some days you're going to see things that you might want to unsee, but you have other people, especially older people who've been working in that job for a while, just like the upperclassmen here.
Sure.
And you can go to them and ask them how they got through it and all that stuff. So being able to rely on older people and upperclassmen, kind of correlation there.
Yeah. I mean, being a part of a team, being a part of a community, being able to lean on the people around you. I know it sounds like you are, both of you, it sounds like are in obviously different walks of life, but looking to serve. Serve in different ways, and it sounds like you became excited about that job to be able to help transform families' lives in a financial sense, and your ability to serve and protect. I think it's I think it does speak to High Point and our program, and as you're obviously growing, you go from your freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, right? You go from maybe a role player or a guy who isn't necessarily playing on the field all of a sudden to a leader of a position group, and that's exactly what you guys are doing right now. You're serving, right? And obviously you're leading, and there are certain things that you hold people to standards, and you understand a work ethic, but your ability to serve others, I think when you come to a school like this that teaches you how important service is, and obviously being a part of a team, a program, a family, and a community, and you get to start to understand that that serving becomes more fulfilling when you're able to do it with the community and people around you. So it's cool to hear that that's what you end up doing. 2 different walks of life, 2 different types of services, but frankly, still with the same intention. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming on to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Hope you guys had fun.
us.
Also, I forgot to note at the start of the podcast, they just ended with practice. So that's why Coach Crawley is in sweats right now, but
Appreciate
they
it.
were able to change. I don't know what his excuse was, but thanks you guys for listening, and come back next time.